Hi, this is Mike from liststream.net, and in this video we're going to discuss how to create a follow-up message for one of the lists that you've already created. As you can see, we're logged into a demo account here, and the first thing that we're going to want to do is come up to Messages and click on Follow-up Messages. Now, it's important to note that in the long run, when you've created several different follow-up messages, on this page, when you come to it, by default, you're going to see every follow-up message that you've created in every single list that you have. So in other words, as you can see here, we have weight loss, coupons, business opportunity, new lead list, etc. All those are kind of showing up all together. Now, if you do want to sort and see follow-up messages from a specific list, you can come in here to Select List, choose the one you want, and then click on Show Messages, and you'll see just those follow-up messages under that list. So once you've created a few follow-ups, that's just something you might want to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and go back here to the first page, and we're going to go ahead and click on Add a New Follow-Up Message. On this page, the first thing you want to do, of course, is select the list that the follow-up message is for. So in this case, you'll have a drop-down menu if you have more than one list. If not, you can go ahead and pick the one that you have created already. In this case, we'll leave it at weight loss list. Go ahead and give our message a name, which only you'll be able to see this here, so it doesn't really matter what you name it as long as you understand what it's for. Next is your interval, and the interval is how many days after they confirm their subscription they're going to get the message. So in other words, after they confirm their subscription, they get the instant message, which is technically the first follow-up message. And from there, any number that you put here for the interval will be how many days after that message it gets out. So in other words, if you put in 2 after they confirm their subscription and get the instant message, then that 2 would represent 2 days later that they'll get this follow-up that we're creating now. So let's go ahead and put in 2 for that. You can specify the time. We'll just leave that default at 1 a.m. Status is active. Now, if you decide that you want to turn off one of these messages in the future, you can come in here and of course change that to not active. And when you save everything, it'll keep that from popping up in your autoresponder sequence. Next is your email format type, which you can choose HTML or plain text. Now, if you do create an HTML message, by default, it's automatically going to create a plain text version for you as well, just to help you with your deliverability, etc. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you don't want to use HTML, some people like to just use text only. You can do that by coming in here to that drop-down menu. Next is your subject line. So we'll just say, "This is a test." And now the fun part is pasting in or creating your email here. So again, just like our landing pages, we do have some templates that you can choose from. And by the time that you're watching this, we'll probably have a lot more in place. We're having a lot of those created now as well. So there will be more of them. And of course, you can also use the blank template feature if you want to have a template that you've already created, or if you plan to get one created in the future, you could just go ahead and paste in the code here with that. So you would just click load and put in the code there for you. In this case, we're going to go ahead and use one of the pre-built templates. So we'll choose this one here, the first one, and click on load. Now, the only difference is, just in case you've watched some of the other videos, in the landing page example, I show how you can upload images to our media library and have everything hosted. Now, the only thing about the emails is these images you'll have to host on your own. So all you have to do here is double click, and you'll have the URL here, which is where you would put the hosting URL. And really all we use for these is PhotoBucket. So even in our normal templates that we use for our internal emails, we just put everything on PhotoBucket as well. So if you're not really sure where to host your files, you can always go to photobucket.com and just create a free account there, and you'll be able to use the links that they give you and just put that information right here in your template. But for now, we're just obviously going to leave that default, and we'll close this out here. And really, the templates are very easy to use. If you've ever used a word processor, and if you know how to use simple commands and use these tools up here, your bold, underlines, your formatting, etc., you'll be very familiar with it and be able to make any changes that you need to. So we could change the text, we could change the images, and the social links down here. All you have to do is double click that. And just like the image, you can click on link here and change the destination URL. So by default, as we see here, it's blank. All you'd have to do is put your Facebook link in there, click on OK, and everything would be changed for you. And so when the template is live in their inbox, they can click that and visit your Facebook profile. Also, one other thing to mention here is up here in the HTML merge fields, you can also insert different tokens that you have if you created any custom form fields or anything that you've already collected. So by default, you'll have the email. And if you've collected the first or last name, you can parse that information in here as well. And then once you have the email created and you're ready to send it out, you can come down here to the bottom. Now you'll see that there's one last option here, which is to track the clicks. And you might be familiar with this kind of feature if you've used other systems before. But what's worth mentioning here is if you do decide that you want to track the clicks with the internal tracking, if you click this, every single link that's inside your email, so for example, your actual links inside the body copy, the links to your social profiles, any link that you've created will become a tracking link, and all of those clicks are tracked collectively. So in other words, if you get 3 clicks in the body copy to the whatever you're promoting, and you also get 3 visits to your Facebook profile in the tracking system, it's going to show as 6 clicks, not just the 3 clicks that went to the destination page. Just something you want to keep in mind there. So anyway, after you have everything looking the way you want, you've decided whether or not you want to do the click tracking, you can go ahead and click Save Now. And the next page, as you'll see here, is just a confirmation page to let you know that it was added. It'll give you all the different information about what you've put in. And then down here, if you want to create another one for your list, you can go to add a new follow-up message, or you can check on all the messages that you've created already. So very simple to do. It takes just a few minutes, especially if you already have your email copy written. You just go in there, make the changes to the template. You can upload the template if you have one, as I mentioned, and have an unlimited amount of follow-up messages in place to market your products, services, etc. So that's it for this video. As always, I hope it was helpful for you, and if there's anything else you need help with in your account, you'll more than likely be able to find some more videos for that as well. And if you get stuck, you're always welcome to contact support as well, and we'll be happy to help you out. So thank you for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.